Hi, everyone. My name is Lily Gordon, and I'm a student at Berkeley High School and a graduate of Prospect Sierra. And today I'm here to talk to you about a global development project I've worked on a lot in Tanzania. I've actually known I was going to be doing this TED Talk for about a year now, but it was kind of always in the back of my mind, something I was going to do, but I didn't really think about it, to be honest, until about a week ago when I realized, wow, I'm going to be talking in front of a ton of people, and I would love not to make a fool of myself. So I sat down, and I started brainstorming, what am I going to say? And I pulled a total blank. I had no idea I couldn't think of a single word. So I went online, and I started watching some TED Talks, and I was, looking online. I was like, oh my God, these are so cool. And then the realization set in, why did these people ask me to do this? I have nothing as important to say as any of these other people. So eventually, out of pure desperation, I kind of was looking through the emails that the TED Talk coordinator sent me, and he said in one of them, speakers should tell a story about compassion. And the word compassion really struck me because it's a word that's kind of thrown around so much in the service and global development world. But why? Why are people always saying compassion, and what did it mean to me in terms of my development work? So I started talking about it with a lot of my friends and family, and my mom said to me a definition which I think is really great, and what she said is, where sympathy is feeling for someone, compassion is feeling with someone. Compassion is truly caring, where sympathy is knowing you should care, perhaps out of moral obligation. And in my opinion, this distinction is what truly differentiates successful development projects from the unsuccessful. Because projects based in compassion have the understanding that the projects need to be done with and by the people they're going to benefit, who are going to keep the project alive long after the nonprofit is gone. The story of my project actually begins with a nonprofit based in the Bay Area called African Immigrant Social and Cultural Services. And it was founded by a woman from Tanzania with the dual mission of both going back to Tanzania and doing global development work, but then also helping immigrants from Africa who come here acclimate to life here. And my project was building a brick oven and starting a bakery in Tanzania. And the idea for this project actually is rooted in a suggestion of a local women's group in Tanzania who, one day while we were at a meeting with them, said, the reason it's so hard to combat poverty in Tanzania is there's no economic opportunities, especially for the women here. So we came up with the idea of starting this bakery because not only would it provide the women with jobs, it would provide them with a sense of self-reliance, because they wouldn't be working in some low-level job at someone else's company. This would be their own bakery, and they could run it as they pleased, and we believed in them that they could run it really well. And then, in addition, because it is a bakery, it would be producing food, so it could help to feed the over 200 orphans that the women groups helped to take care of. So the project actually took about 2 years to complete, with the construction of the oven happening in summer of 2008 and the actual finishing of the oven happening in summer of 2009 with the training of the women and the opening of the bakery. And currently the oven is in use 4 days a week, and it helps to feed over 200 orphans. I would be totally lying if I told you I don't swell with pride when I say these figures, but what I truly hope is that the community we set out to help feels that they created this oven. It was not a random act of some American nonprofit that plans to come in and leave. We worked together through the building, the planning, the finalizing, and we shared in all the successes, and we will share in any failures that happen, because this wasn't an act of pity. This was an act of compassion as we built and felt together. I want to thank Prospect Sierra and the Science Center for the Greater Good for this opportunity, and thank you all for coming and listening.